friends, it's Nicole with Roads to Results Coaching. Today we're going to be talking about leading your most intentional life. And there is an amazing tool that I have showing on the screen here, and it's called the Wheel of Life. And I know we've talked about this in previous videos, and some of you had some questions, so I wanted to start to go a little bit deeper on this. So this is the Wheel of Life. You can see, depending on your preference, it could be a pizza pie, it could be a dessert pie, but there's 8 categories. And these are example categories, so you could change them if 1 or 2 don't fit for you. But in general, the thought behind it is to just make sure that you are considering all the aspects of a well-rounded, well-balanced, intentional life. So on this wheel, you can see we've got categories ranging from career to finance to friends and family to your intimate relationships to your spirituality and growth to health and wellness to your physical environment and to leisure. And then within each category, there's a scale from 1 to 10. And so this is where your honesty with yourself comes in, because you are going to want to look at each category and rate your life on a scale of 1 to 10. And this is only for you. You don't have to share it with anyone, but this is the first step to identifying where you are so that you know where you want to be and you can focus on closing the gap. So if we take health and wellness, for example, you really want to be honest with yourself. How well are you eating? How well are you sleeping? How much water are you taking in? How much are you exercising? What kind of exercising are you doing? And are you seeing the results that you want? And if not, consider why. So rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. And then wherever you are, there's no judgment. It's just an assessment. So you've got a starting point that you can measure back to. And then you're going to brainstorm just a couple ideas of what it would take for it to be a 10. What does a 10 look like for you? So for health and wellness, maybe it's summertime and it's bikini season or bathing suit season, and so you want to have 6-pack abs. So maybe that would be a 10 for you. And a 10 would break down and include eating clean and drinking at least a gallon of water, whatever those things are. And then see where you are today and what's the gap. And then think, is there something that I could start to do today to start to close that gap so that I can start to live my intentional life? So often we get caught up in the day-to-day, taking care of the kids, taking care of work, taking care of everyone else, but we forget to take care of ourselves and to really create our life, because that's what it is. And if we don't create it, it will just happen for us, and then we'll look back 10 years from now and say, what happened? This isn't the life that I wanted. So now is the time to do this assessment and do it for each category, and really be honest with yourself when you're doing the assessment, and then really think about what a 10 would look like and what are just a couple things that you could start to do. And just a word of caution, there's going to be areas, if you haven't done this before, there's going to be areas that you're probably doing great and you're a rock star in. And then there's going to be other areas that need a little bit more focus and a little more intention. But it's like driving a car. If you've ever driven a car on a flat tire, you know that it's a bumpy ride. And it's the same with your life. If your life's not in balance, it can be a bumpy ride. And if it's way off balance and out of alignment, it can be a jarring ride, especially if you are a high achiever and you're really trying to go at 100 miles an hour. It can be jarring. So we want to make sure that we take the time and do this assessment and then figure out what a 10 would look like and what are some actions. Don't overwhelm yourself, though. Pick the bottom 2 or 3 categories that really need the most attention and focus there first. You don't have to change everything in a day. You didn't get here in a day, so don't try to fix it in a day. But do know what your end goal looks like. What does that perfect intimate relationship look like for you? And do you have it? What does that perfect health and wellness body look like for you? And do you have it? What about your career, your finances, time you spend on personal growth and spirituality? What about your home and your physical environment, your office? All of those things play a part to our fulfillment. And so my challenge to you today is to really just take a few minutes, do the assessment, be honest with yourself, and identify the gap. And then when you are ready to do some coaching, click on the link below, set up your free 15-minute schedule, and we'll close the gap together and we'll get you to your ultimate vision. Have an amazing day and live an intentional life, and we'll talk again soon.